The Chargers are making their position clear about the coaching situation. Jim Harbaugh came out on Wednesday during the season-ending press conference and stated they want to keep their coaching staff intact. Looking at the top positions right now, that seems to be working out pretty well. Greg Roman, their offensive coordinator, and Jesse Minter running the defense. Neither of them is getting those head coaching calls that we often see this time of year. But here's where it gets interesting. The Chargers might still see some changes in their coaching ranks. When you've got talented position coaches and assistants, other teams are always going to come knocking, looking to give these guys bigger roles. And speaking of that, keep your eye on what's happening in New England. The Patriots just brought in Mike Vrabel as their new head coach, and they're in the process of building their staff. They could very well come after some of these Chargers assistants. Let's explore who he is. What's up, Chargers fans? Welcome to the NFL Playbook Chargers. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. This channel is all about breaking down everything you need to know about the Bolts. Marcus Brady's name is now in the mix for a potential move-up. The Patriots have put in that request to talk with him about their offensive coordinator position. That's coming straight from Jeremy Fowler at ESPN. Brady's been doing solid work as the pass game coordinator for the Chargers, and it's no surprise he's catching attention from other teams. When you look at what Brady brings to the table, this interest makes a lot of sense. Here's a guy who's been crafting passing schemes and working closely with quarterbacks. Looking at Brady's coaching journey, it's pretty impressive. Just this past season, he joined the Chargers' new staff after spending a couple of years with Philadelphia. In Philly, he was working as both a senior offensive assistant and a consultant. That's valuable experience right there. But what really stands out is his time in Indianapolis under Frank Reich. Brady worked his way up through the ranks until he landed that offensive coordinator role. And we can't overlook his Canadian football experience either. He put in almost 10 years up in the CFL, coaching with Montreal and Toronto. That's the kind of diverse background that NFL teams love. Now, here's the interesting part about his role with the Chargers. Back in April, Brady himself said he'd be heavily involved in putting together game plans with Greg Roman. But you know how it goes in the NFL? Teams keep those play-calling details pretty close to the vest. Sure, we know Roman had the final word on plays, but everything else? That's staying behind closed doors. We might never know exactly how they split up those situational calls and down and distance decisions. This kind of experience and mystery around his exact role with the Chargers, it just makes him more intriguing as a coordinator candidate. He's worked in multiple systems at different levels and has shown he can adapt and grow. The Chargers' passing game this season tells an interesting story. Sure, the numbers don't jump off the page. Sitting at 19th in passing yards per game isn't exactly setting the world on fire. But when you dig deeper, there's some good stuff there. Justin Herbert showed real growth in his game, and whenever they dialed up those play-action passes and executed them well, you could see the potential in this offense. Then there's Lad McConkey. Talk about a rookie making some noise. This kid came in and really gave their downfield passing attack a different dimension. He's the type of player that makes you excited about where this offense could be heading. He just made his name in ESPN's all-rookie team along with Joe Alt. Coming back to the coaching drama, here's the challenge facing Harbaugh right now. He's made it clear he wants to keep his coaching staff together heading into 2025. That's all well and good, but with the Patriots showing interest in Brady for their OC position, we're about to see just how realistic that goal is. This could be the first domino that tests Harbaugh's plan for continuity. And beside this, there is also insider news that assistant GM Chad Alexander from the front office received a request to interview with the Las Vegas Raiders for their GM vacancy. Alexander was Chargers general manager Joe Hortiz's first big hire as assistant GM. Both spent over 2 decades with the Baltimore Ravens in various roles. In 2019, Alexander left the Ravens to take the Jets' director of player personnel job for 5 years. Hortiz held the same director of player personnel title with Baltimore before both came to Los Angeles. Last month, Alexander participated in the NFL's front office and general manager accelerator program in Dallas. He said this about the idea of becoming another team's general manager in the future. If that opportunity presents itself, I'd be really fired up and honored to have that happen for sure. At the end of the day, though, you always want to continue to learn. Philosophically, you want to keep trying to add to your personal book of knowledge. The Raiders are still in the midst of their head coaching search, led by owners Mark Davis and Tom Brady. There is reported momentum for Lions offensive coordinator Ben Johnson to become the next head coach inside the building, per multiple accounts and reports. Could Alexander be a potential GM partner for Johnson? Perhaps, but it seems Las Vegas's power structure would be willing to give Johnson a say on who he'd be working with at GM. So we've got 2 key pieces potentially moving out of LA. Both of these guys have put in the work and built impressive resumes. It'll be interesting to see how Harbaugh and the Chargers handle these situations, especially with their focus on keeping stability in the organization.